All right, everybody, welcome into the 2020 4-H Exhibit Showcase. We're getting started here today with Senior Dairy Goat Showmanship as they enter the ring. There is 12 in this class. It is the only class of Dairy Goat Showman today. The top 5 from this class will come back tomorrow and compete against the top 5 winners of the Meat Goat Showmanship. Again, all exhibitors required to wear a mask while in the ring as they get their animals set up. We'll set them up here for you going left to right. On the end, we have Marissa Shermer. Next to her is Luke Shermer. Right here in front of the camera, we have exhibitor number 43, Ellie Scalero. Panning on down here, we have Bennett Shermer. Next to him there with the show harness is Nate Stewart. We have Bennett Shermer. Going on down, the girl in the tank top. Is Callista Mays. Isabel Joanne is next to her. And there are your exhibitors. Josh Ingalls there on the end. So again, we begin today with Showmanship. 12 exhibitors in this class as the judge makes his way down the line, asking questions about their animal, about the breed. Showmanship is all about knowing your animal, knowing the breed of goat you're showing, knowing general goat knowledge. And that is the basis of showmanship. Later on, when we get into our breed show, that's when the judge will begin making selections based on the quality of the animal themselves. So right now, the judge talking to Luke Shermer.
Saying when I say next morning.
All right, now the judge moving on down the line to Ellie Scalero. And hopefully when the judge gets on the mic here, we'll be able to hear him as he talks to class here coming up a little later on. We do have right around 100 dairy goats here today. Around 40 exhibitors will be exhibiting their goats today. Bennett Shermer now. Again, the 2020 4-H Exhibit Showcase is a modified version of the Hendricks County 4-H Fair. The COVID-19 pandemic has halted the in-person traditional public fair. So now it is just the exhibitors, their animals, and their families bringing their animal in. And these animals will leave tonight after the show is concluded. And we'll keep showing all week. Tomorrow is the Meat and Pygmy Goat Show. That begins at 10 a.m. On Tuesday is the 4-H Sheep Show. Wednesday, the 4-H Beef Show. And on Thursday is the 4-H Swine Show. Friday, we have the Llama Show. and on Saturday will be Supreme Showmanship. Now that is the livestock shows this week. Supreme Showmanship at noon on Saturday the 25th. Of course, will be live streamed. Bit of a different view here for you today. They are showing in the cattle barn, in what is normally the cattle barn at a normal fair. They have elected to use this cattle barn, more of an open arena, a little bit bigger for these exhibitors, rather than using the NSSB arena. Callista Mays now talking to the judge, and this is senior showmanship. The top 5 will come back tomorrow, compete against the top 5 from the meat goat showmanship, and then that will determine the overall goat grand champion showman, which will then compete on Saturday in Supreme Showmanship. Isabel Joanne now talking to the judge. Judge now making his way over to Carson Feckway. And now the judge. Excuse me, that was Carson Feckway he's talking to now. Earlier that was Ethan Backfez. The judge making his way over to Josh Ingalls. Again, the exhibitors are showing from their trailer today for a majority of the exhibitors that are showing from their trailer. Some have elected to bring their goats into the pens, but again, a majority of the livestock shows today will be shown from their trailer, and then they will bring their animal to the ring when it's time for them to show. All right, the judge has completed his questioning of the exhibitors. And now,
welcome everybody to the 2020 Hendricks Showcase today. Hendricks Regional Health, North Salem State Bank, and Green Cycle Party are the proud sponsors of our show events this year. Our 2024 H Exhibit Showcase is also brought to you by Co-Alliance, Duke Energy, Electric Plus, Endeavor Communications. Please perform.
All right, now we're going to get some comments from the judge.
All right, good morning. So when we're out here for showmanship, I'm going to try to just give some general directions that I don't have to walk all the way up and down the line. What we're going to do next is the young lady in the lead of the line right now is going to walk us around the arena, and then we're going to bring it to the side by side. Please maintain that social distancing as best we can with animals. Try to leave about 5 to 6 feet between you and the next one beside you. Which, if you're doing this maneuver properly, you should be doing it anyways, but it never happens when I go to these county fair shows. It never happens that way. So if you could, when you get back around to this end, she's going to start us into that side-by-side. So she's going to stand for the gate this way. Just line up side-by-side with the next person, but make sure you leave plenty of room, okay?
All right, so the exhibitors will now take their animals around the ring. Again, this is senior showmanship for the dairy goats. This is the only class of senior showmanship. 12 exhibitors are in this class of showmanship.
Additional supporters of the 2024 H Showcase include Hendricks Cooperative, Kevin Hill, City Securities NFP, Claims Home Equipment, Ray Scratch, the Town of Danville for medical support, and Waste Management. Special thanks to Hendricks Regional Hospital for their financial and first aid support of the event.
Can visit 4hcomplex.org to find the live streams for our other livestock shows. Again, we know this is a recorded show. Hopefully, we are able to get the live streams going for future shows.
From the senior honor group today that is chosen for dairy goats, the honor group will be the group of 5 showmen. Those 5 showmen will come back tomorrow to show against the 5 from the meat goat senior honor group. Out of those 10, 1 will be chosen to participate in senior supreme showmanship on Saturday. So if you're in the honor group today with dairy goats for senior showmanship, you'll bring your goat back tomorrow to show again.
We would like to thank goat leader Brenda Leitner and her crew putting the show on today. Brenda has been a volunteer with Hendricks County 4-H program for 16 years, and she puts countless hours into helping educate and prepare our 4-H members for show. If you're interested in the 4-H Goat Project, you can contact Purdue Extension Hendricks County to learn more about how you can sign up to become a goat showman. We also want to thank all of our volunteers that have helped make this 2020 4-H exhibit showcase possible. And also thank you guys for tuning in and staying home to help us keep all of our exhibitors safe here this week. Judge here taking his time to evaluate all of the showmen. He's got 12 different showmen to work through here in this class. And out of those, 1 of them, or 5 of them rather, will be selected to come back tomorrow to compete for the overall dairy, or the overall goat showman that will then compete in Supreme Showmanship, which is on Saturday, July 25th. also like to thank some of our sponsors today: Hendricks Regional Health, North Salem State Bank, Green Cycle McCarty. They are the proud sponsors of our show arenas at the 2020 Hendricks County 4-H Exhibit Showcase. You're currently watching from the Hendricks Regional Health show ring. Also of our sponsors of Co-Alliance, Duke Energy, Electric Plus, Endeavor Communications, Police Performance, Hendricks County Bank and Trust, Hendricks Power Cooperative, Kevin Hill of City Securities, NFP, Playfield Equipment, Ray's Trash, the town of Danville with their medical support, Waste Management, and a special thank you to Hendricks Regional Health Hospital for their financial and first aid support of the event. Order of show today, we'll start with Showmanship, and then we will go, we'll start with the senior dairy does by breed, alphabetically organizing them by breed. Then we'll do the best senior doe in show. The junior dairy does will be next. Again, same thing as the seniors will be by breed, and then we'll pick the best junior doe in show. And then after all of that is completed, we'll do the Supreme Dairy Doe selection, and then we'll move on to our Dairy Weather show. So the exhibitors now kind of lined up, making an oval around this arena. And now we'll get some comments from the judge.
One of the keys of a really good showman is that you can show an animal other than your own. So surprise, you're all going to get an opportunity to show somebody else's animal. Actually, you know what? I just now thought that means you're touching somebody else's power. So that would normally be what you just got to do, but I just had to rethink my whole shebang here as a judge. So y'all lucked out. Nobody's going to change goats today, even though that's really what we should be doing in showmanship. But because of touching your things, even with hand sanitizer, I just don't think that it would look right and per CDC rules. So good job, you guys. You all get to show your own animal. Be very thankful for that, because you would have just gotten to show somebody else's. But we're not going to do that today, unfortunately. So we'll move on with a different technique, and I'll still be able to sort you out different ways. But keep that in the back of your mind. A truly great showman can show anybody's goat, not just your own that you've worked with. A truly great showman can make it look easy no matter which animal you're working with. We may not be able to prove that point today, but I want you always to remember that, because eventually this whole virus will calm down. We will go back to whatever our new normal is, and you will go back to being able to show other animals and doing those types of things. And I want you to know that as a good showman, you should be able to show other people's animals for them and do just as good a job as they do themselves, okay?
All right. Got some comments from the judge there, and you could understand him. Basically what he was saying is, in senior showmanship especially, normally, the exhibitors would switch animals to exhibit their ability to show all animals, because again, that's what showmanship is about. But because of the situation that we are currently in, that will not be happening, and so the judge will rethink his strategy. Judge currently talking to Isabel Joanne. All right, the judge making his rounds again, talking to some exhibitors. Again, he already asked them a first set of questions right when they came in the ring. And now it looks like he's going back for a second round. Again, we're picking the top 5 of the senior goat showmanship. Top 5 will come back tomorrow. They'll bring their animals back tomorrow to show for the overall dairy goat and meat goat showmanship. The overall goat showman will compete in the Supreme Showmanship. The judge can ask the kids a series of questions, whether that be about the animal themselves, what the overall goat should look like, some different body parts, where certain things are located on their goats, everything like that. Twelve exhibitors here in senior goat showmanship. Judge talking down to Luke Shermer. Yeah, like I said, right around 100 goats will be exhibited today. Judge now talking to Marissa Shermer. About her dairy goat. After senior, we'll move on to our intermediate showmanship. And then we'll have our junior showmanship. And then we'll move right into the doe show, senior dairy does. Judge moving right along here. Talking to Bennett Shermer. Got about 36 classes of does and 3 classes of dairy wethers today. A lot of those classes in the doe show have 1 or 2 exhibitors in that particular class, so should go decently fast. Judge now making his way over to Ellie Scalero. Now he's over to Josh Ingles. And we are well underway in this senior class of dairy goat showmanship, the only class senior showmanship. 12 entries in the class. The top 5 will come back tomorrow compete against the top 5 of the meat goat show for the overall goat showman. this class of dairy goat showmanship. We have one 10-year goat member, that is Luke Shermer. Judge now talking to Callista Mays. A total of 5 10-year goat members that we will see throughout the day. And only one of them electing to participate in showmanship. Exhibitors in the livestock competition had the option, every exhibitor had the option to submit their show virtually. And if the exhibitor did decide to go with that option, they will basically just be participating for a participation and will not be considered for overall champions, grand champions, etc. They will just be receiving credit for doing the 4-H project for this year. Judge now talking to Nate Stewart in the ring. It's a pretty warm day here at the 4-H Exhibit Showcase 2020. Highs in the 90s today. Chance of rain this afternoon. Hopefully that won't stop us from showing with the goat show. You'll be able to find the rest of the show and a different video on YouTube. We'll plan to have all of the showmanship in one video and then move on to the does with a different video. Carson Feckway now talking to the judge. The second go-around that the judge has, the judge is speaking to the exhibitors. He talked to them right when they came in the ring, and they showed for a little bit, and then now he's making round number 2. Here in showmanship, the judge will ask him a series of questions. Also, the showmanship attire is also taken into consideration when picking the overall showman. All right, now the judge will have the exhibitors walk around the arena again.
There you go, intermediate showman to the right.
Now the judge lining the exhibitors up here. Putting a few exhibitors in the middle.
There you go, intermediate showman. Go ahead and bring your goats to the naked ring. There you go, intermediate showman.
And the people he just lined up in the middle there, Nate Stewart, Luke Shermer, Bennett Shermer. Next to Bennett is Marissa Shermer. And on the end, Jackson Patriot. And now we'll get some comments from the judge.
Okay, well again, thank you for joining us. This is our senior showmanship class. We had 12 exhibitors out here, I believe, if I did my math right. I was asked just to pull out your select 5 or your honored 5. Those 5 are facing me in the center of the ring, so please give them a big round of applause. Some of the things that we look for in dairy goat showmanship are being able to present that animal in its best nature, or showing this animal to its best advantage. To show an animal to its best advantage, we have to understand what areas of the scorecard are an advantage or not an advantage. So one thing that was really important to me and always has been is understanding the scorecard of the animal that you are showing. Whether you decide to be a big-time breeder like myself and go to all these big-time regional and national shows, or whether you decide to be a county fair exhibitor, there's not a difference there when you go to show your goat. There still should be an intent, there still should be a purpose, and if your intent and purpose is to win showmanship, you have to know how to show that animal to its best advantage. If you know that on the senior goat scorecard, general appearance and manner system are both worth 35 points, you are then going to show those 2 areas off to their best advantage. That's the greatest amount of points out of 100. You are not going to accentuate her body capacity, which is only 10 points, or her width, which is part of that body capacity of 10 points, because it doesn't matter as much as that general appearance or that memory system. So understanding our scorecards is very important. So that is one general comment that I will make for the entire class and other classes throughout the day, is make sure that you take some time to look over those prior to showmanship, because if you have a judge that is worth a grain of salt, they're going to ask you those points every time, okay? That's not to say that judges that don't ask that aren't good, but maybe they're just lacking a little bit of experience in knowing that that is a big key to our showmanship as well. Another area, if you're doing showmanship, you should know the showmanship scorecard. You should know what that judge is looking for in showmanship. Again, showing that animal to its best advantage. That is a part of showing animal. Leading is part of showing that animal. Having a polite and courteous attitude is part of showing that animal. The appearance of the exhibitor. The appearance was good here today with everybody. One note, with dairy goat showmanship, we do ask for all white. All white is a dairy trait. That is not necessarily needed. I have placed kids that wear non-all white, that is fine. But it is just a slight advantage when you do have that all white if it comes down to the nitty-gritty. Additionally, the appearance of your animal, how well you have clipped it, how well you have fitted it, how well you cleaned the hair and the hooves, how well they are in their condition and bristleness. That is all part of showmanship. If you understand those things and you understand where the points are allocated, you can help yourself in the arena by gaining points before you even walk in. So those are very important, and it is important to have that knowledge. And I've had parents tell me in the past, and I've had educators tell me in the past, all of that knowledge part comes in stillathon. And I disagree, because again, 15 points on the showmanship scorecard is showing to your best advantage. How are you showing to your best advantage if you don't know what the advantage is? So I will argue anybody all day and every day and twice on Sunday about the advantage to knowing points on the scorecard. Okay? I have pulled out our select five. The reasons that they are in the middle compared to the exhibitors that are along the outside, you all did a wonderful job. There are some minor differences. Some of those differences include setting the foot closest to the judge first. Again, that is all about showing to your best advantage. When I am standing in the front of your goat, do not set the back feet first. I'm not looking at the back end of your goat. I can't even see the rear end of your goat. So set the front legs first. If I move, and I'm standing at the back of your goat, do not set the front feet first, because I'm not looking at the front end of your goat. I am now looking at the rear end of your goat. So setting the back feet first is to your best advantage. That's what I'm looking at. If I come to the side, do not set both front legs and both rear legs. I'm not looking at the offside, the exhibitor side. I'm looking at the judge side. So you have to pick, do I set the front leg or the rear leg? It doesn't matter, but do the other one on the judge side first before you go to your side. It's all about creating the best advantage and what is that judge actually looking at. Okay? So that's one of the differences. Another couple sets of differences are just setting those legs in a more appropriate placement, meaning that the rear legs are straight up and down, perpendicular to the ground. The forelegs are square underneath the chest. We have the head held up high. We have an appropriately fitting collar. Perhaps it's setting those feet a little bit faster when I'm having them walk around and stop, and walk around and stop, and walk around and stop. It's both about speed, but then also accuracy. There were some exhibitors out here that were very fast, but maybe not as accurate. There's just a very quick, let me get it in the spot and it's set and I'm up. But maybe it's not quite as accurate as the exhibitor that took their time a little bit longer, but had those feet exactly where they needed to be. So those are some of the things that maybe we can work on for next year. But this entire class is very commendable. Even those of you along the gates, you did a wonderful job. I thank you for presenting your animals to me today, and I want the entire class to get one more big round of applause from the audience around me.
All right, there you have it. Hopefully you could hear the judge give his comments there. And these top five will be returning tomorrow to compete against the top five from the Meat Goat Show in Showmanship for the overall Goat Showman.
The Dairy Goat Showmanship Senior Division was Jackson Pedro.
So we got Nate Stewart, Luke Shermer,
Marissa Shermer,
Bennett Shermer,
and Nate
Marissa
Stewart.
Shermer,
All five
and
will be shown and will return tomorrow
Jackson Pedro.
to be judged against the 5 individuals chosen for the honor group.
So that is your Dairy Goat Show honor group for Senior Showmanship. And entering the ring next, we'll have our Dairy Intermediate Goat Showmanship.
Dairy Goat Intermediate Showmanship. All Dairy Intermediate Goat Showmanship.
We got 10 exhibitors in this class. First in line is Travis Arney. Followed by Anna Scalero. Following her is Piper Crooks. Next in line we got Mila Boatman. Jessica Scalero following her. Moving on down the line, Nora Wilkes. Lydia Beringer, following her, Addison Luttrell, following her. On the very end, second to last, is Hosea Burkholz, and behind him is Mulaney Cortez. So the judge asking his first round of questions to these intermediate exhibitors. These intermediate exhibitors are grades 6 through 8. And the winner of the intermediate division, if they are not going to be in 9th grade next year, will automatically move up to senior showmanship. So if they're a 6th grader this year and they win intermediate showmanship, they'll be in the senior category for next year. Same process as the senior class. The judge will select his honor group, top 5, and then he'll select an overall champion. Now, this overall champion will not compete against the meat goat showmanship tomorrow. They will just be crowned the intermediate dairy goat showmanship champion. Our sponsor of the intermediate dairy goat showmanship is Mr. and Mrs. Joe Evans, also Hendricks County Bank and Trust. We thank them for their sponsor of the 2020 Hendricks County 4-H Exhibit Showcase.
Joining us today ringside, we have our 4-H fair queen, Kyla Smith, and we also have Emily Price, who is a court member and who received Miss Congeniality at the Queen Contest this year. Kyla is a 2020 graduate from Plainfield High School, where she achieved academic honors and participated in FCA, Spanish Club, varsity basketball, and volleyball. While at Plainfield, she was recognized for her athletic leadership. Kyla was selected as Student of the Month in January for her role in promoting equality and diversity among her peers. Kyla is a 10-year 4-H member, showing swine for 10 years and beef for 2 years. Showing steers has since become her favorite project. Kyla will be attending Earlham College, where she will play women's basketball and pursue a degree in neuroscience with a minor in Spanish. Kyla is excited to begin her college career this fall at Earlham. Emily is the daughter of Tom and Patty Price. She is the oldest of their 4 daughters and is the proud mom of her 7-month-old daughter. Emily is a 10-year 4-H'er. In her 10 years, she has sewn 15 projects, including a formal, a raincoat, and several outfits with multiple pieces for everyday wear. She graduated cum laude from Plainfield High School in 2019, earning an honors diploma. This fall, Emily will be attending Indiana University on the 3-law track to obtain her undergraduate dual degree in human biology and criminal justice. Emily is looking forward to experiencing the COVID-19 edition of the fair. Welcome, ladies.
is our only class of intermediate showmen today. Next up will be our juniors.